prepared for X, guys. Today I have another Aura's OU Wi-Fi battle. Today I have a battle against Tobias. And looking at my team, it's very, and I mean very resembling. It's very reminiscent. And I guess that's the word I wanted to use. Very reminiscent of X and Y. Back in the days of X and Y. For me, particularly because I used to use Polytotes or Heliolisk and Azumarill all on a team, and then eventually I started to use Latios on the team, and I never used Cobalion on that team, but this was a really good battle that I had against this guy. He came out to the stream tonight. I was feeling really just kind of sick today, so I slept most of the day, and then 8 o'clock rolled around. I was taking a nap. 8 o'clock rolled around. I said, no, I just can't stream. So, but I ended up waking up around 11:30, and then ended up streaming around 12. So, I did stream today. So you did miss out if you were there, but I didn't stream very long, like an hour and a half. But let's go ahead and get on into this battle. So I went ahead and led off with my Cobalion. He led off with the Magnezone, ended up Volt switching out, and then as I go for Stealth Rocks here, ended up going out into the Volcarona, as he knows that he has no real way of getting the rocks away, so he wanted to get it out before that could happen. And Volcarona is actually a fairly good switch into Cobalion, as I can't really touch him with anything right now, and I do not want to die. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into my Azumarill. He's just going to go for a Fiery Dance. He doesn't want to risk, losing his Volcarona. I actually do outspeed him, but maybe not this particular Cobalion. I can't remember if I'm running max speed on it or not. But I am Assault Vested Azumarill, so I can take hits for days. As you can see, a Giga Drain, although it's not stabbed from Volcarona, usually does quite a bit, and that didn't really do anything. I was able to live quite well. Now, I thought that he might want to switch out here, so I went for Play Rough. And I actually did a decent amount, probably like 35% damage with the Play Rough there, and then I'm just going to finish him off with an Aqua Jet on the next turn. I didn't want him to switch out and then me go not lock myself into, but me go for Waterfall when it's not going to be doing anything, you know what I mean? I can't remember what he has on his team that I wanted to Play Rough, but it'll come to me when I see it come out. But he ends up going out into the Magnezone. I definitely cannot live a Volt Switch from this thing, so I am going to go ahead and switch out into my Heliolisk. Now, Heliolisk is great. It's not a particularly bulky Pokemon in defense or special defense, but if you switch in on a resisted hit, or if you're already in and your opponent can only hit you with a resisted hit, Heliolisk will live, and it can dish out some damage in return. I know for a fact that it can live a Brave Bird from Choice Banded Talonflames. So if you do find yourself in that situation where Talonflame switches in, stay in. They're not going to be able to kill you. Now, at least with Brave Bird. Now, if they are going for Flare Blitz, obviously not going to be a fun day for you. What had happened there is I switched in my Cobalion. I thought about switching in my Latios, but it's definitely not safe to do so, because if he just clicks Outrage, then I lose my Latios regardless. But if he clicks Earthquake when I switch in Cobalion, my Cobalion already got the rocks up. He can't get rid of them, so there's no real necessary need for me to keep my Cobalion alive, although it would have been nice to have as death fodder, or possibly to stay in and get some health back with leftovers later on. But he ends up switching out of the Gardevoir, as I do go for the HP Fire. I was trying to catch the Magnezone if I could, but he ends up going out of that thing. So the only thing that I can really do at this point is switch out into my Azumarill. My Azumarill is Assault Vested, so I can't take hits from this Gardevoir as long as he does not have Psyshock. If he has Psyshock, then I'm at a bit of a disadvantage here. He's going to go ahead and hit me with a Moonblast. I do end up living with about 8 HP. However, he gets special attack drop. No real issue there. I'm going to hit him with an Aqua Jet there. Not going to be doing too much. And then he's going to go for Dazzling Gleam. I'm not sure why he's running Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam. He said it's a set that he was meaning to change, or just hadn't gotten around to it. But as to why they were both on there in the first place, I have no idea. But I'm going to go ahead and go back out into Geico. I thought that he might want some car insurance for this drive-by that I'm about to show him. Hit him with the Volt Switch and dip Geico. That's what, providing car insurance and then getting the hell out of there. That is what Geico likes to do. And I'm going to go ahead and go out on my Politoed now, get that rain up. I do have a little bit of damage taken on my Heliolisk, and if I can switch in and get some Dry Skin healing back from that, then, that would be bueno. But he ends up going out into the Magnezone, pretty much what I expected. I didn't expect him to not do that. But I am going to be switching out here, again, going out into my Heliolisk. Of course, I am going to be taking some damage from him hitting me with a Volt Switch here, but Dry Skin does help negate some of that. I'm about 50% of my total health on my Heliolisk, but that's okay. You know, nice and bueno. I'm going to be getting some of that back. He's going to go out into the Flygon here. Now, this is particularly when I ran, I wish I had run HP Ice on this thing. But then there are times that I wish that I ran HP Fire on this thing as well, because I don't always use Heliolisk on a rain team, although that is where it does best because I do run Thunder on it. But HP Fire would be very great against Ferrothorns if you're having issues with those. Of course, it's not going to be doing too much in the rain. But here's what happened. I was out in my Heliolisk, and I had talked about the play on stream about switching into Latios and then how it wouldn't be safe if I did so. And then I ended up doing it, and he took advantage of that. So that's kind of one of the downfalls of streaming if you guys ever do decide to get into streaming. Just be careful about what you say. Yeah, like what I'm doing now, going depth by, play by play, in this, you can't do that when you're streaming because people will just sit there and wait for you to say something, and then they'll do whatever, you're not doing. So it's a big pain in the ass to be a streamer and Wi-Fi battling, because like there are people that come into the stream and that ask for help in Wi-Fi battling, like, oh, how do I get better or whatever, and number one, I tell them don't watch me because I'm not that great. I always refer them to Pokemon or Shofu or whoever, Pokemon being number one because he's one of the best battlers overall, and probably in the world in terms of Smogon. So I always refer people there first if they just want to watch streams, because Joey doesn't stream very ever. But if they do want to watch, then it's just difficult. I always have to refer them to a YouTube channel because like on Twitch streams, you just can't do it. It's really just a pain in the ass, but it's one of those things. But I'm out in my Caesar. He's out into that Bowser over there. I'm in a pretty bad spot right now. There isn't too much that I can do except just kind of sit here and wait for the right moment to make a switch. But thankfully, I do have Roost on this Mega Caesar, so I can just kind of sit here and play the game that he wants to play, kind of the stall game. He is going to be going for Leech Seed here, which is fine with me. Like I said, I do have Roost on my Caesar, and there's nothing that what the fuck is that? Chestnut. That's the one Chestnut can do to a Caesar. There really is not much. I guess you could run HP Fire. I doubt that thing gets Fire Punch. So there isn't really too much that he can do. However, I am going to be switching out here. I'm going to be going back out into my Politoed. One, to get the rain up in case he's running HP Fire on anything. Specifically Magnezone. I am quite scared of that thing because I do need my Caesar to possibly pull a win through the rest of this game. So I'm going to switch to my Politoed. Get the rain up. I'm going to take the Drain Punch, which is fine. I really wished I could have switched in on a Spiky Shield and not taken any damage, but that's what happens. Thankfully, I do get the Toxic off, and that is what I need to pretty much solidify a win in this game. I do really, really need that Toxic damage to start racking up, because this thing, as it stands now, can sit here and just stall me all day unless I were to get a crit or something. Like I said, HP Flying actually wouldn't be too bad on this thing either if you're dealing with Chestnuts. That could really, really help. The only thing that I can really do right here is go for Thunder. The rest, literally every single move that I run on this Heliolisk is resisted by Chestnut. Dark Pulse resisted by the Fighting type. Surf resisted by the Grass type. Thunder resisted by the Grass type. And Volt Switch resisted by the Grass type. And Thunder was the strongest move that I have. I am Choice Specs Modest. And plus Stab on top of that. So Heliolisk can deal quite a bit of damage if you play him right. Although he does really need a pair of Choice Specs to really shine in terms of damage. But you can play the game where you're Modest and then run Choice Scarf and then just Volt Switch, and that's always fun. I tend to actually alternate those two items on my Heliolisk because it starts to get stale after a while, seeing the same thing, and then people that watch my battles and come to my streams or watch my streams a lot, they'll start predicting that. They'll say, okay, hey, it has this item, and then I have to switch it up every now and then, or I just get destroyed. So switching, especially from Choice Specs to Choice Scarf and being able to outspeed things that I normally wouldn't outspeed is always fun. Dark Pulse hitting Latioses, etc., etc., etc. But here's kind of where I'm stuck again, playing the stupid stall game that I hate so much. He does have Leech Seed on me, so I am taking residual health. And he's getting a lot of health back from the leftovers and the Leech Seed, but there isn't anything that I can do right now. Literally, I think Caesar is my last Pokemon that I have. I'm not in the greatest of positions right now. However, I'm also in a very good position. because he's toxic. He is going to be dying eventually. I just have to play my cards right to have as much health as possible before he dies. If I can have definitely over 50% of my health, then I have a very, very solid chance of winning this match. If I have less than 50% health on my Caesar by the time this thing dies, I am not in a good position at all, and I'm more than likely going to lose. And it's just kind of one of those things where you can't get nervous. And it seems very silly to say because it's a Pokemon battle, you know, but you cannot make mistakes in a situation like this. If you want to be good and you want to be competitive, and it's one of those things that just takes time and patience and working at to get used to. You got to be under that pressure, and you have to be able to sit here and say, okay, here's what I need to do. Here's what I need to do to make it happen, and then you have to do it. And it seems like a very, very simple thing to say and do, but sometimes your brain just you're in the heat of battle, literally, and you have to just kind of work it all out in your head and make it work. And so here I'm in a good spot, like I said. I'm almost at full HP, but after a Drain Punch and a Leech Seed from this thing, I'm barely going to be over 50% of my health. And that's what's really, really unfortunate. If I could have killed this thing right here and then, that would have been great. Or if Toxic damage kicked in before Leech Seed damage, that would be even better because that thing would have been dead by the time the Leech Seed hit me. And then I would have had about 75% of my health, which is a very significant amount of health, especially for a Pokemon as decently bulky as Caesar. So like I said, I'm not in the greatest of positions right now. He does have a Magnezone left. If this thing is running HP Fire, I lose. That's it. If it's running HP Fire, I lose. But thankfully, he's not running it. All he has to hit me with is Thunderbolt. I end up living. Hit him with the Superpower. Superpower is definitely going to be killing this Magnezone. And since the Magnezone dies to that, of course, I am going to be losing a stat in my attack and my defense. But that is okay. But he's going to go out of the Weavile. And this, I really wish I could pause the battle because it's something I do want to talk about. But I guess I'll just kind of go and then talk about it. So he goes for a knockoff and takes me out. And I lose. I lost the battle right then and there. 1-0, his win. And let's talk about that because it's a very significant thing that just kind of happened there. It looks kind of like I just, gave in and let him win. And that's not true at all. I thought that he would be the regular Weavile set, Fake Out or Ice Shard, maybe both. So I was prepared for that. I was prepared for a Fake Out. If he went for Fake Out, I would have lived, and then I would have been forced to kind of just go for Bullet Punch at that point. If he had Ice Shard, I would have lived and then gotten a Roost off. And the reason I decided to go for Roost instead of Bullet Punch is I didn't think a Bullet Punch would be able to kill. Let's calc that together right now. So Showdown, calc, and you guys know that I don't calc things ever, so this is very, very strange for me. So we're going to Caesar, Mega, OU, Roost 3 attacks. Is that right? Nope, that's not right. I just want Caesar, just go Blink Set. What is it? I think it's 252 into attack. It's 248 into HP and then 8 into special defense. And then we have Weavile. Doubles physical attacker? Sure. Because he was Choice Scarfed. I don't know if he was Jolly or Adamant, so that is something that I am not sure of. So I don't know if he was Adamant or Jolly. I know that he was Choice Scarfed. I'm looking for Ice Shard. There we go. So Ice Shard does 6.9 to 8.1%. Or 24 to 28. And I'm pretty sure I had 33 hit points left. So I'm pretty sure I would have been able to live and then get a Bullet Punch off if he clicked Ice Shard. If he goes for Fake Out, it does even less, 4.6 to 5.5%. So regardless, I knew that I would be able to live both of his priority moves. So if he clicked fake out, then I just bullet punch next turn and hope that it kills. Let's actually see how much bullet punch does. Okay, so at neutral attack, bullet punch is a guaranteed OHKO on Weavile. Now at -1 attack, it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. Now after rocks, which I did have up, I have an 87.5% chance to OHKO. So I don't calc during battles. If you've ever been to one of my streams, you know that. So for me to know this kind of calculation just off the top of my head really shows that I know my Caesars very well, that I know how much damage it takes from things that have certain attack stats or certain base stats, etc. And it's one of those things where you won't be able to know unless you just do it. I don't calc. I find it to be a big waste of time, in my opinion. That's why I don't do it on stream. And I only really ever calc if I'm battling someone that I know I need to calc against. So if I were to battle Joey, I would definitely calc battling Joey. Maybe not every move, but turns that I'm unsure of, I definitely would calc. If I was battling Shofu, I would calc. Like somebody like Chimpact, the really, really high up guys that really know what they're doing and have been battling for a long time. Those are the kinds of people that I would calc against. But your regular everyday battle, I don't calc. I don't need to. I pretty much have this stuff memorized in my head. So for me to know that bullet punch, just off the top of my head, even after stealth rocks, but being at -1 only has a chance to kill, going for roost would have been the best option, because if I roost up, then I get 2 bullet punches off, because there's no way. Knockoff from Weavile is a 4-hit KO. So yeah, at least from a jolly one. If he's adamant, he is doing, it's still a 4-hit KO, 99.1% chance to 4-hit KO. So if I get a roost off, then I live 2 knockoffs. Of course, he does have Leech Seed, so I do have to take that into account. But if I bullet punch, take a hit, then roost, or whatever, or if I just roost again, 2 roosts in a row, then I have a guaranteed win. So going for roost was the best option in my mind. That is why I did it. However, you know, bullet punch also had a chance to OHKO from where he was at. So it's kind of like, what are the ins and outs? I went for the safer route. Standard Weaviles aren't choice scarfed, so that was the safest route to go for. However, in this situation, it ended up working out for him. So good game, Tobias. I know this battle was really, really long, but that last turn I really wanted to talk in depth a lot about, because it looked a lot like I didn't really know what I was doing, when in reality it's a much deeper thing. And Pokemon Wi-Fi battling is so deep, especially in higher and higher and higher ranked plays. It's very difficult. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't talk too much throughout this video. It's probably like 15 minutes long by now. 18 minutes, Jesus Christ. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to smack that like button if it was informational to you. If you learned from it. If this helped you out, definitely leave a like. If you enjoyed this video and you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out. We've been on that road to 2K for quite a while now, and I'm just getting sad. No, I'm just kidding. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Anyways, we'll see you back again tomorrow with another Auras OU Wi-Fi battle. May the hacks be with you guys. Peace out.